Welcome back to the Bloodnet Let's Play. Last time we saw the intro, found out we're going to become a vampire here pretty soon. And we created a character. And now here we are. Let's look around. The broken furniture and scattered tools and components are bitter indications of Deidre Tackett's fate. You wonder if it's appropriate for a vampire to pray as you mumble a few words of hope that Deidre still lives. You notice that the computer with the cyberspace port still functions. So apparently we went to see our friend Deidre Tackett, and Deidre is the lady who put the port that we have in our head in. Apparently at one point we were having a lot of trouble, and that was helping us stay sane, I guess. We used to, I think the character Ransom. Random would be pretty interesting, but our name is Ransom. Apparently he worked for the big evil corporation in this cyberpunk universe, called Trans Technicals, I believe. And he spent lots of time in cyberspace, and apparently gained some cyberspace disease where he couldn't tell reality from the virtual world. So they kicked him out. He was running on the street for a while. Deidre found him and installed this thing in his head, so now he can keep sane. And apparently that's the only thing keeping us from becoming a vampire. And we have a limited time, I believe, to actually fix that problem. I think as we're in locations, time stops. But we do have a limited amount of time. I'm not sure how much, but so hopefully we can finish it before we turn into a vampire. So here we are at her lab. She's got a bunch of little items to pick up. A bunch of ports. Parts here. Now if we look in our inventory, if we can create something, it'll be here in the list, but we can't do anything at the moment, so we need some other components. We have all these different components here. Shotgun shells, coveralls. Seems like coveralls would be better than a vest, so we'll switch that out. Alright. I don't know if we can look around. Let's search. The observation skill of Ransom Stark is not high enough to locate hidden objects. Alright. But examine. Okay, I guess we can't examine anything around here. Alright. I guess we'll head out of here. Now, there's various places around New York we can go. It's a pretty big map. I think first of all, let's see. They should have a list of contacts. The Houston Matrix Rovers, Flux Riders, Deidre. Let's see. Have to make a point of stopping by Deidre Tackett's Washington Square laboratory. Way overdue to have her take a look at my implant, but she's been difficult to contact lately. She's involved in something serious. Someday she's gonna have to tell me what it is. Lash Givens. Note to myself that my fine friend Lash Givens is back on his feet after recovering from the injuries he sustained on a job inside Transtech property. He should be back in Times Square and haunting the abyss. See, Monique St. Clair. Speaking of the abyss, I may stop going there if I keep running into Monique. Ex-lovers and dark bars don't mix. Wish I could be sure how she feels about what happened between us. She says we're friends, but I'm certain she's holding a grudge. Central Park. Something bad's happening in the Great Lawn Shack town at East 86th Street. People are turning up dead with their throats torn open. More rumors of vampires. Could look into it, but I doubt the paupers and company disgrunts living in the shacks could pay enough to make it worth my while. I'd better be ready for action there. Timmy Goldfarb. Where the hell is he? Always a reliable snitch inside Transtech. He seems to have dropped out of sight. So I guess these are just places that might be useful to help us figure out what was going on. Doom pilots. Pitiful sight. Some of these guys had a name as cutting-edge surfers in the net. Now they went soft. Some stuff about hypocrisy earning a living off of cyberspace. When cyberspace is created by the megacorp, that screws us over. I don't know. Always thought that surfing into illegal sea space territory is the best way to stick it to the company. Rima and Garrick Fizz. Never surfed the net with a better couple of deckers. But keep an eye on Garrick. Takes too many chances. I never saw any woman and her old man happier working together. But times are tough. They've been pulling separate jobs lately. Here Rima hasn't seen Garrick in months. Can probably count on one of them dropping into the abyss now and again. SysConfig. Still owe her that $1,000. That woman is making a fortune hacking into the company bank. Be sure to stay in touch with this one. Same with Hologram, her old man, hanging with the boom pilots temporarily, but I'd really like to see these two give up the net. Some contacts gave me a few names to look up if worse ever comes to worse. Slash McLaughlin, said to be a drunken bastard, but worth his weight in gold in combat. If I need him, guess I'll follow the trail of cybergrain alcohol. Miranda Armanda, a street tech weaponry whiz kid, arrogant, impatient, hard to deal with, but supposedly worth the trouble. Sounds like a handful. I think some of these are also people we can get into our party. Lisa 5 Eagles, supposedly out there temporary from LA, from the fresh air, I guess. Heard a few marks giving her 5 stars for marksmanship. Could always use a set of eagle eyes. Ah, the latest word on Deidre. Big news. A word from a few in the village is that Deidre hit the mother lode, the big one, the ultimate icebreaker. If anybody could do it, it's Deidre. And if it's true, Deidre's not only going to make the cyber history discs, she's probably signing her own death warrant. Hope she knows what she's doing, and I hope those lost kids she's taken in don't get dragged down with her. I didn't see any kids here, so it sounds like they might have. No more entries. Missed a few at the top. Yeah, the Houston Matrix Rovers. Make a note to tell Penn Martinez to tighten up his security. He and his cyberspace users group, the Houston Matrix Rovers, have a series of illegal whales in the net. I stumbled upon one on a recent deck. If I can find it, Transtech sure can. Penn's a friend, and I don't want to see security swarming over their Canal Street meeting room. The Flux Riders. Out clubbing the other night, met a rider named Una Flight. Haven't checked on my old gang in months. Una seemed like an ace kid. Said the riders are hanging around west on the 79th Street, or West 19th Street, I'm not sure. In my day, the riders knew the buzz in the cyber underground, avoided politics and money, and decked for the thrill of it. Current leader is a young guy named Hondo. That might be useful to figure out what happened to Deidre. Let's see, also money. We have a lot of virtual dollars. Can use like credits, or like fake dollars. I don't know, virtual dollars. Dialogue replay. So here we can enter cyberspace. So there's various things. I think a lot of people you can meet here. I think the basic idea is to just search around. Fats. On the file access table system module for this quadrant. Call me Fats. Please provide me a destination code if you have sufficient cyber skills. I can transmit your matrix instantaneously. Please enter a code. I don't have any codes, so we'll have to try that later. Now, I thought there was somebody we could talk to around here. Maybe he's not here anymore. There are stuff to find out here. I don't know why I'm not finding him though. Oh well, we'll try it later. So let's location. That'll give us the description. Use. Okay. So let's go talk to the guys at Canal Street, which I believe is the Rovers. Yeah. So these are some friends of mine, I guess, who like to hack into places. Ooh, some sort of item. Let's talk to this guy. It's Ben Martinez. Stark, what's the frequency, brother? Too much noise, not enough signal. That's why I'm here. You need it, you got it. But damn, you look casters up, like you're dying or something. Actually, I'm undying. That's the reason I'm here. I'm taking stock. You're one of my friends in this town, Smiley. I need to know what I can count on you and the Rovers. Anything we can do, Ransom. We wouldn't be much use without to you on the streets, but we'll do what we can from here and in the net. If you come across any computer code that you don't know what to do with, we can probably help you. Bring it here, introduce yourself to the new guy if you haven't yet. His name's Hakeem Magsaudi. Apparently he used to do some murking himself when he was younger. Appreciated, Smiley. You need a place to jack in? You got it, anytime. I'll add your vital stats to the room's locking mechanism. You can use our machines whether you were here or not. We're about as shielded from the company as we can be. So let's see, maybe enter here. It's different. I don't know if the different places give you different access to stuff or not. Who's this guy? Nuclear Winter. You're Stark, aren't you? I've heard of you. Listen, take my advice. Steer clear of Zeus. You do not want to tangle with that guy. He's powerful. He has access to any information he wants, and I hear he's looking for you. Yeah, well, if you don't mind, I'll wait to meet him before I start getting intimidated. Well, you have reason to be. Believe me. He's done damage in here that's unprecedented. It's more than just freaking with systems. He's actually into damaging angels in here, pulverizing their decking integrity. I mean, guys have found themselves broken up in the net just because Zeus didn't like their attitude. I'd stay out of his way if I were you. Don't say I didn't warn you. So apparently I want to steer clear of this Zeus character. Whoever that is. Still not finding what I was looking for. Oh well, maybe he'll show up later. Well. Let's talk to this guy. This is Hakeem. I'm a little busy right now, don't you think? I can read your kind a mile away. You're a merc, a free jack. Hey, if you're looking to rope me back in, forget it. I only work for myself now. Alrighty then. Apparently he doesn't have much to say. Reflex symptoms. You must want something, Stark. That's the only time we see you anymore. What's with your face? That the latest fashion on the east side? Yeah, like it, Flex? I think it makes me look soulful. You look burned. What are you into these days? Wasting time with a D-base I clipped from Hunan Storage. Includes source code documentation for several models of memory chips. Not that I can milk anything from it. Documentation's so piss poor, damn Chinese code's fragile as a soap bubble. Their government in the late 20th century was a worse info tyrant than a megacorp. Country's still trying to catch itself up. I'm involved in something. Might need your help. You always need our help. Why don't you learn to program? You could stop being a beggar then. Learn to code? When I got a hacker who cares about me like you, Flex? Ram it, Stark. I got Chinese to debug. Who is this? This is Larry Owen. Last time you were here, you were asking after a Transtech employee named Tim Goldfarb. Yeah, I knew him from when I used to work there. Keeps his ears open, hears stuff. Good contact to have. A nice guy, too. But I've lost touch with him. Company says he quit. But he didn't have an address for him. Well, I was facing with an angel who hacks it for the company. She works in pragmatics and gets her jolly spinning the net. Sort of dwells on both sides. A couple weeks ago, she told me about a guy named Goldfarb who worked in marketing. Yeah, that's him. Timothy Goldfarb. Turns out old Timmy was doing his own unauthorized decking, got into a National Labs data cluster, and started experimenting with morph codes that are stored there. You know what a morph code is? I've heard things, but nothing I'd trust. Pretty scary stuff. No commercial apps yet, but they promise to make chemical enhancement look quaint. Morph code is software designed to be introduced into a human consciousness while it's rendered in cyberspace, and then make changes to a person, potentially rewire, re-engineer a human being. When a person decks, his consciousness is reduced to numbers, sorted into files, and stored in the soul box. Morph codes are compatible with soul boxes. Want to make yourself stronger? Your eyes see better? Maybe you want to increase your sex drive. Maybe decrease it, eh? Learn languages, add D-base of information to enhance memory centers, triple your brain's rate of neural exchange, anything. All without the limits and side effects of machinery and chemicals, because the morph code changes what you are. It changes the numbers in your data angel, and when you leave the net, those numbers become you. Sweet Jesus! I could use a cigarette, I think. I'm no philosopher, and I'm happy about that, because I don't want to think about the implications of that stuff. So your friend Timmy finds a cache of this stuff and starts messing with it. Except this stuff's for pros only, right? Don't try this at home, kids. He botched the program, merged between the morph code and his soul box, ended up with severe brain damage. Institutionalized? He's running crazy on Wall Street with a loose-knit gang of psychos called the Autonomy Dogs. Calls himself a wild child now. Where can I find them? They hang a lot around Wall Street. Their leader is a guy named Sabactus St. Albans. That's a very odd name. Rich guy. His father ran a chain of virtual wear shops and left Sabaticus a pile. Sabs was a little unstable, though. Got involved heavily with the Genetic Purity Council. Even went out of raids with the scrub teams until he got shot up pretty bad in a firefight with a South American ethnic gang called the Bolivarian Front. Only way his doctors could save him was by giving him a hefty-looking implant. He couldn't handle being transformed into something he hated, and went completely over the deep end. Do yourself a favor, Stark, and forget about him. The dogs are crazy people, killers, psychotic refuse. Let it go. I'm not sure how much he could help me then. Because that's another angle I guess I should look into, is what it is I was trying to get from Trans Technicals for the vampire people. Here we've got Rags Trammell. What? Do I look like I want a friend right now? It's Ransom Stark, Rags. You know you hate being bothered. I know you hate being bothered when you're all virtual like this, but Penn tells me you've been collecting whispers about the Star Chamber. I'd be interested to hear about it. Give me a second to put things on hold here. Alright. I'll give you a synopsis of what I know, but you'd better be off giving up this obsession with the company. Not like you're the only guy there you've ever screwed over. Understand? Now, what I'm getting is all second, third hand. Memos on the executive bulletin boards. Suits trying to get a fix on what's happening in the Star Chamber. But that's like seeing the future in tea leaves, you know? There appears to be some kind of conflict within the governing Star Chamber. A couple of members named Witt and Yatchisen, these names are going to be great, I'm sure, have lined up against an exec named Abraham Van Helsing. Oh. Accusing him of putting personal business ahead of company priorities. I guess he's diverting sizable corporate assets for unaccounted purposes. Now this is freaking amazing for a couple of reasons. One, the Star Chamber execs give each other miles of elbow room. I mean, this Van Helsing guy must be making a hog of himself. Because two, Van Helsing's senior exec on the chamber. I mean, the boards talk about this guy like he's Beelzebub himself. Been with the company forever, and no one seems to know his whole story. People wet their pants over this guy, so things must be out of hand for Witt and Yatchisen to challenge him like this. What's this Van Helsing doing? If it wasn't secret, no one would give a damn, Stark. I don't know, but from what I gather, we're talking massive expenditures over a long term. real estate purchases, hardware, secret projects in the National and Syntactic workshops. Apparently Van Helsing's outfitting several sites in the city with force field emitters and holograph projectors. Fat cats are paranoid by nature. Wit and Yachizin probably figure Van Helsing's out to bugger them. They're probably right. Any idea how I can contact Wit or Yachizin? Why not just tube to the penthouses and ring their bells? We're talking about Transtech Star Chamber execs, Stark. They're about as accessible as the president and more powerful. What do you want? A midnight meeting in a parking garage? How about the men's room of the Waldorf? You can run the water while you talk in case the place is bugged. Whatever you got in mind, Ransom, drop it. You're going to end up lying in some alley with your chest kicked in. So if we can find those Wit and Yachizin, they might be able to help us out as well, I guess. But that seems to be everyone here. Let's check somewhere else out. Wall Street was where that crazy dude was. Washington Square. That's Auntie personnel. I don't know what that is. The Deidre's Labs there. Bellevue Hospital. The Abyss. Maybe we'll check out the Abyss. St. Patrick's. Oops. Nope. Here's the Abyss. So let's see who we can talk to here. Kyle Avery. Why do you insist on ogling me like that? I feel like a piece of meat in a supermarket case. Relax, I ain't looking. I'm here to hire mercs. Need the best on my side. You're looking at him. Fighting, decking, you name it. I'm the finest. Plus, I would add an element of style to your little endeavor. Looks like you could use it. Yeah, well, style ain't gonna save me when I'm on the wrong end of a white noise blaster. What makes you so damn sure of yourself? My skills speak for themselves. I'm even better than I look. That's why my fee for a job is $25,000. You always get what you pay for. You want the best? If not, don't waste my time. 25,000? I don't know. Then I suggest you leave. You're really an annoyance. Besides, you're standing in my light. So he's 25. Who's this guy? He looks beefy. Oh man, with a beard, I have to have this guy in my team if he's gonna have that awesome beard. I might be looking to hire some hard guys. You look like you got the muscle, but do you got the references, big guy? Until recently, I've traveled the Midwest doing God's work in the grain belt. You just say God's work? The angel of the Lord comes to me at nights, in visions and voices, and tells me of good and evil. Do you see my hands? These hands strangle God's enemies. These hands crushed the throat of the Socialist Party candidate for mayor of Chicago. These hands broke the neck of the Bolshevik leading a strike against the St. Louis corn syrup cartel. These hands hurled the president of an East Coast bank from the roof of the Sears Tower to his death below. Those would be credentials, all right. Eloquently stated, too. What about vampires and trans-technicals? Would those be God's enemies, too? The voices are unclear about the companies. God's authority over man is reflected in the company's great power and wealth. There may be a link between the corporate and the divine. It is confusing. But about the Nightwalkers, there can be no doubt. They are a spawn of Satan, and must be crushed by these hands of God. For $4,500, I can join your struggle. Will you have me? I gotta have this guy, yes. Max Bax receives $4,500. You now have, whatever, $95,000 in your account. Your enemies are now my enemies, and they will die. Haha. So let's check this guy out. It's pretty good melee, biotech, and explosives. 93 hit points. We'll give you a Kevlar jacket. You got a sawed-off shotgun, a stun stick. I don't know if you need these or not. I guess those are automatic. But I should probably, or I do have that equipped. A laser pistol. Okay. Let's talk to this person. Looking for work, Cisco? Not me, amigo. Me, I'm retired. I still drink here, but that's it. I've got a job you'd be perfect for. Kind of rigging I used to do for young guys, I'm washed up. That's bull, I know about you. Know what you can do. When I first went freelance, the scroungers buzzed you and Hakim all the time. You two are legends, man. You don't just quit on that. Legends who don't know when to quit end up being dead legends. Hakim is a businessman now. When he's ready for me, I'll be his partner. We don't need the danger. This could be a big score, make you for life. Involves hitting the company. You were the best at that, and I'll bet you're still pretty damn good. I'll be decking pretty deep into the network, not telling what company tech you could get your hands on. I'm not a mark, kid. Don't try and sell me. Talk to Magsaudi. He always made the decisions for both of us. If he goes for the deal, I'm in as well. These days, he hangs with a group called the Houston Matrix Rovers. Yes, we met him. He didn't really talk to us, though. I think there's a way to go this... Yeah, here we go. Wow, there's a lot of people at this bar. Let's see what's in the net. No computer equipped with a cyberspace port. Let's talk to you. Bonton. Dwayne send you with the Kusuri? What? The medicine, the drugs, man, the drugs. You got me. You got the wrong guy. I work for nobody. Subanasan, Your Highness. Excuse me. I suppose people work for you. That it? What's your line of work? Looks like red lifters is your shobai. I don't know what that means. I've seen that pasty look before in your business. I'm no dealer, but it looks like one could make a fortune off you. I like a little red lifter on occasion. In fact, if you're looking for someone to work with you, my schedule just might just open up if you were to see some lifters and $5 grand my way. Mind you, that's for one job and one job only. I don't work with a guy more than once. Too dangerous. Interested? No. I ain't looking for friends, thanks. Suit yourself. I might have done you some good. Be seen with me. I know people in this town. I don't know if I should just go about grabbing people right now or not, but I had to get the dude with the awesome beard. Let's see. Let's try somewhere else. You don't know anyone in that part of the city. Vince's Munition Emporium. Museum of Art in Central Park. Strawberry Fields and the Flux Riders. You don't know anyone. Who were the Flux Riders again? I don't remember what they did. His old gang. Maybe we'll check them out, see what they have to say. Flux Riders. Alright. Hondo. Look sharp, Riders. You're glomming on Ransom Stark. Former rider on his old turf. I see the question on your faces. What's a Ransom Stark? Hung with my brother, the Shade. Man knew his machines in those days. Shade said you were lightning in a tight spot. Still have some spark in me, I hope. I know what you do. I know what you do got, and that's an over-the-edge 2 on your face. Hope that's not permanent. It'll come off. I just wear it to impress women, Hondo. Look, I came here for a reason. When I was a rider, we helped our own, and helped out former members. Are you new breed still loyal? Still stands. What do you need? I know some of you spread your wings in the net. I'm into something heavy, and I need to know what the buzz is these days about sea space. Yeah, some of us skate the ice, but not lately. Too many cheap shots and tripwires. Piercy Cat. She flatlined 2 weeks ago on a shimmy into a vapor mark cluster. Should have been a no-lob job for Percy. Piercy? I'm not sure. but she's leaking spit right now. 2 weeks ago, Reba and I patch decked to the Melville stack to add a tangent to the Queequeg substack, and we're almost freight trained by an angular hypermorph. Wow. Too small to be of any type of cluster I've ever seen, but it was too complex to have been mind leaked. There is a glossary to the manual of this book, and apparently it is quite needed. Belong to the company? Who else, except the company's got the shingles bueno y bueno. Cages are profiling like rats, ice systems are taking heavy payout, and some have multi-redundancies. You ask my advice, I'd keep my brain in this plane. Here we got Una Flight. Stark, you told me at the club that you'd be seeing me soon, but I thought you were lying. Yikes, you do look different. Wearing a facial now? Or were you then? Don't answer. None of my business. You were scoping for sea space whispers? I'm out of touch with the underground. I'd appreciate an update. Name it and it's coming up on the boards and in the wells. Lots of rumors tapped out. A few have rhythmed. Some say the Star Chamber's debating a reboot of the entire New York network. Shut it down and restart with a whole new set of Plurads, Miltons, and Icebreakers to flush a super virus. Others are texting about resonant bugs in the core architecture. Bugs planted by some of the original programmers to bring the system down if it got out of hand. I doubt that one. If it were true, what took them so long? Of course, there are more incubus rumors. The total paranoids claim the Matrix is going sentient, that it's spawning an unconscious deep within its AI routines. This whispers every few years. The underground gets itself wired up tight and waits for the big thing, and then nothing happens, and everyone goes back to their breathers and desktops. Rumors are just vapor. You need something solid? Try the Black Agates, a nasty rage gang that sometimes hires out its muscle. Alright, so we got another contact. I wonder if that goes into our contacts here. Doesn't seem like it. Maybe he'll have something to say after we know that. Stay out of the net, Stark, you'll end up with a flatlining. Nothing to find here. Are you Flavo Bob's youngest brother? You're a dead ringer for him. So, what's it to you? Flavo and I used to hang as ratters. That Jack could rig. When we were kids, we scrounged a Blazron casing from a scrap heap and begged and stole enough chips to patch together a motherboard. Spent a lot of hours hacking on that thing. What's Flavo doing these days? Sold out worm analysis data for Trans Technicals. Listen, you're a former writer. You look like you're still street. I can do something for you. I got an Azrael. You need it? I trade it for a 16 terabyte memory chip. I do the dragon so the Azrael don't turn me. But I always need the storage. Interested? I don't think I have that yet, so maybe later. It's yours if I still got it. 16 memory chip. We have a 1 terabyte. So that's not going to help. Let's see. One last person here. We got Bid Dina. Not much a scrounger like me can do to help you. Got an extra data spider? Yours if you can use it. It's not much, I know, but what do I look like? A weapons merchant? You want some heavy stuff? See the Sid and Nancy's. The buzz is they just made a big score. Sure, I'll take that. The data spider is placed in your inventory of Ransom Stark. Keep your cloaks up in the Matrix, Stark. Great. Ooh, we're gonna have to see this little meter here. This tells us when we need a feed. I haven't done that yet. I'll wait till it gets a little bit closer, but if it gets all the way to the top, I think we have big problems, so we'll have to watch that. So for now, that's probably going to be it. There's a lot of reading in this game, but it seems like we've got some information on some people to check out. So next time we'll head around town again and see what other information we can cook up. We need to hurry up and figure out how to not become a vampire. So thanks for watching, everyone, and goodbye.